Good morning, viewers. We are here at the sunny Broward County Cricket Stadium on MAQ TV at this first semi-final of the US Open Premier League 2025. I have the two captains with me, LA Lions, Abdullah Adil and Mohammad Asif. Next to me is the chairman, CEO, Mr. MAQ Qureshi, tournament director, Zair Khan, and LA Lions team investor, Mr. Eric. I would like Mr. MAQ Qureshi to say some words before the semi-final start. Sir.
Congratulations, first of all, for both teams, and reach out so far this morning. So we want to see one of the best games and together as a teamwork. And I wish you all the best of luck for both teams who reach in this semi-final and play for the best of the US Open.
Thank you, sir. Next to them are three umpires. Who's going to spin the coin? Mohammad Asif.
Ready?
Heads is the call.
It is head.
Heads it is. Adil, you won the toss. What are you looking forward to do?
I just want to bet first.
Why do you want to bat first?
Because we already bet in 4-5 matches in a row, so that's why we want to continue this thing. So boys are ready for betting, and boys are really confident about this match. So
You're playing with the same team today?
yeah, just we want changes, so we also same.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Asif, if you would have won the toss, what would you have done?
We're gonna be bad first, but it's not a big deal. It's not the serve first is all the time. You can play well, good cricket. And last 2 days we had a good time. We had a batting. Yesterday 205. That was a good batting chance, and we had a good bowling attack as well.
All right. I wish you all the best for today's game.
Thank you, buddy.
So the news from the center is LA Lions won the toss and they are batting first.
So we are ready for play. And as you heard from former international player Faisal Iqbal, again, the LA Lions will bat first, and this time they have won the toss. And as we have seen, almost every game, they've played 5 games already, and they've opted to bat first. And there have been a few times in which they were sent in. So we're all set. And Mohammad Asif will be the man to start. Here's the first ball in one of 2 semi-final. And will come into bowl to Hizbullah Durrani. And he starts with an extra going down the leg side. Good morning, Ivor Henry.
Good morning, Lenny Archibald. And day number 16 of this 8-day competition. And as usual, start with extras. We've seen that so often in this tournament.
Yeah, you're right on that. In the last, perhaps yesterday's game, we got 2 games yesterday, and both of those games, or at least most of it, we have seen on wide from the bowler to start the innings off. A good delivery, asking a question, Mohammad Asif, but it looks like Durrani is on his way.
He's getting back on that, so the skipper thought of it better. He thought he did not get a touch from the willow.
So Ivor Henry, we're playing in one of the pitch on the left. We've been on the right pitch for several days, and here we are. And you know this ground a lot better than I do. And as we move over to one of the most left pitch.
Yes, well, I said that one is the left pitch that is played on. The other one left to it is just a practice pitch. Bowlers run up when they're practicing.
So Suleiman Arabzai, another wide from Mohamed Asif.
The last 3 days, the matches you were looking at were being played on the international pitch. That's the one that they use for the international games. So we're down at square one. We started on Friday on this pitch.
Yeah, you look at Suleiman Arabzai, the man on strike. Hands down, most runs in the series so far, 265. Oh, into the hands of Mohamed Asif. And he has taken out the man with 265 runs coming into this game. Lions have lost an early one. Arabzai gone without scoring.
Well, well, well. Let me roll back the hands of time. Last year, LA Lions. Yes, here it is. Volleyball, he's playing the juggling act, but in the end, stays in the pause, and wicket number one goes. Last year, LA Lions, under the captaincy of Faisal Iqbal, were 5-0 and lost in the semifinals. Last year, remember, he said they're due a loss. It would be heartfelt if they have to lose again in the semifinals.
So Saidib Ganesh comes to the middle. And we've seen the first big failure for Suleiman Arabzai. 265 runs coming into this match, but he's gone for a duck. And Mohamed Asif has struck early, just in his second legal ball in this over. So Saidib Ganesh comes out at number 3. And we talked about in the previous days, Ivor Henry, if we could get a team to really put this team under pressure, maybe get a couple of wickets early, it will kind of expose the middle order and give them a chance to really do some of the heavy lifting. Here is Mohamed Asif and Saidib Ganesh into the offside. This could be the first boundary of semi-final one. And that's a lovely shot from Saidib Ganesh, gone for 4.
Oh yes, all class, definitely all class. Had 4 written on it from the time it passed the extra cover fielder. Quick outfield, Lenny. And could it be that the skipper has saved the best for last?
Yeah, DC Eagles, yesterday we saw them winning against the catchers and booked their place in the last 4. We were wondering, you don't want to be in that 4th spot because you would have been pitted against the LA Lions. But here they are, and they've taken out Suleiman Arabzai.
Yes, one of the Centurions, I may add, and the top scorer, individual top scorer of this tournament, and he is a goner in the first over. But we'll inform you that today is going to be 2 matches, second semifinals, and no threat of rain. There's no rain on the radar, so we're in hopes of having a full day's play.
So Durrani is defensive into the offside. And we've seen a very good start from the DC Eagles. Would have been quite happy with the way things have gone. And probably during the course of their team meeting and planning their strategy, the plan was to probably get Mohamed Amir in quite early. And then we'll have to wait and see some good spin options for them. But they've gone with the experience of Mohamed Amir, who's played international cricket. The last time he played an international match might have been 2005, so it's been a while. Into the onside, chance! And goes over the fielder's head. And Durrani has taken this one over squarely, gone for 6. And so the first over comes to an end. It's 14 for 1.
Yes, doesn't matter if they would have lost a wicket. I think it's even Steven, even though one of the big fish would have gone back to the hut. But that delivery, we have a look. Putting in some acrobatic stuff down there, trying to get his paws in it to probably knock it back in the field of play, but he was not successful. 6 more.
So the action continues. 14 for 1. We've seen an over. A little bit of mix. They've gone for 14. That's a lot of runs. But Amir has taken out Arabzai. We talked about Arabzai, 265 runs in the series. And in fact, Arabzai joins 2 other batters with over 200 runs. Sachin Singh is on 205. And Hizbollah, he is on, I think, 210. But we're watching Rafai Safdar giving the ball here. And ball driven down the ground. Saidib Ganesh picks up his 6th run. And it's good to see that, that the DC Eagles have gone and opted to go for leg spin quite early in the innings, Ivor Henry.
Yes, well, had a good look at the track. It's really firm and hard, looks good. Seemed to me a batting paradise. So I think that Suleiman would have missed out on this deck. Already we have seen 14 from the first over.
Yeah, ball defended into the offside. You've got to love the strategy here from Mohamed Amir. He's decided that he's not going to bowl the quick stuff. He has come in with Rafai Safdar. He's been really good in this series. Left arm spin in the 2nd over. And of course, at his disposal, they've got Hussein Bukhari, another spinner. In addition to these 2 we have seen now, Mas Karam, another seamer, Samuela Jawad will certainly be an option. So Durrani being kept quiet so far. Not quite for long. Over mid-on's head. And that's gone away for another boundary.
Went over his arm as well, outstretched arm. He jumped, he leapt, but it was, I'll say, well placed. That's what the batter will tell you. I measured him. I knew he would not take it in. I took my chances, and he gets a boundary.
So a couple of boundaries here for Hizbollah Durrani. Such an exciting player, and he's really shown us that he has the capability and certainly skill. Big appeal, not out, says the umpire. And a big shout here from the DC Eagles.
Well, we're still in over number 2. It's a 2020 encounter for those who are just viewing the MAQ TV. We want to welcome you to the viewing on the MAQ TV. This one is played into the offside, and mid-off comes in and prevents the one. So end of over number 2. A thought bit better than the first, just the 10 runs coming from it. No, 5 runs coming from it.
So the teams, Lions, Durrani, Arabzai, Ganesh, Banuri, Zazai, Wali, Mohammadi, Konoria, Khan, Chopra, Paratkar, Zazai, and Adil, the captain. So it's a 19 for the loss of 1. And here's the DC Eagles: Mohammad Asif, Husnan Bukhari, Izzatullah Kale, Akbar Khan, Qureshi, Siddharth Bandari, Bashir, Raza, and the other players. A play and a miss as Mohammad Amir continues. Ball outside the off stump. So 19 for the loss of 1. We saw the first wicket falling in the first over. And so Mohammad Amir will continue. He's picked up 1 so far down the ground. And can score again is Saideep Ganesh. So a bit of apologies. Arabzai is still out in the middle. So the man that got out was Durrani, the young player. And so Arabzai, he's on 11. We talked about coming into this match with 265. So he's still out in the middle. Our apologies for that, Ivor Henry. Lots of stuff to juggle. But Mohammad Amir, 19 for 1 for sure. Oh, he comes down the track. Saideep Ganesh over the offside. A slashing shot, and he picks up a boundary.
Yeah, using his feet well there. 1 bounce 4 into the offside. They're going to make hay while the sun shines. It is the power play period, where no more than 2 fielders can be outside of the 30-yard circle. This has been the red-hot LA Lions. They have not lost the match in the preliminaries. They would not want to repeat last year's performance when they went down in the semi-finals. So they've won the toss, on the charge, and taking a good hold of the skipper. He's got a wicket, of course, but with 2 dots to start this over. Third delivery says, no, I'm going to take you on.
Oh, pulled away into the onside. Kamal will not get there on time. And consecutive boundaries, consecutive 4s in the third over.
And that's the danger. When you can score on both sides of the wicket, it's going to be cause of concern for not only the team, but for the skipper as well, because they're scoring off the skipper on both sides of the wicket. Be mindful you can't have more than 2 fielders outside of the circle, so that's good batting. Hitting away from the fielders.
So Amir with a couple of 4s already off the bat of Saideep Ganesh. Flicked and flicked well down towards the mid-wicket area. Carried a long way and gone for another maximum.
Guilty of over-pitching there into the legs of an informed batter. Just flick of the wrist and away she goes. And this time he's hitting with the wind. Today we have a westerly wind, and he's, you know the movie, Gone with the Wind? That one was gone. Yep. I don't like the westerly wind though. Normally when we have a westerly wind here and the rain comes in from there, game set and match. Match done.
So this over's gone for 14. We have seen one already gone for 14 from Mohammad Asif. But an over in which he picked up the wicket of Hizbullah Durrani. He's back in the hut. And this team, the top order is so strong that even if they've lost a wicket, they continue to bat, they continue to pick up these boundaries, especially in the power play period. And so far, we've seen a couple of 6s. We've seen 4 4s. And Ivor Henry, we came into today's game with 226s in the series so far. So it's now 2 6s in the US Open Premier League in 2025 so far. Well, look at that. Saideep Ganesh, a slashing shot into the offside. And that will complete over number 3. 3 gone is 34 for 1.
If you want luxury but desire smart investments, then let MAQ Group guide your property journey. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing in property, MAQ Group has you covered. Worldwide, we offer a range of services tailored just for you. Looking for your next home, business, or want to investment? Our residential and commercial investment, we ensure you find the perfect profitable business or property. Our off-plan properties and expert market analysis promise lucrative opportunities. And for property owners, our management services handle everything, so you don't have to. With MAQ Group, you're not just getting a service, you're gaining a partner dedicated to your success. Trust, transparency, and a seamless experience from start to finish. Ready to begin your property journey? Visit us at www.macgroup.com and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
So side Rafai continues. And how many times we've seen teams opted to bowl spin in the earlier part of the innings, Ivor Henry.
Yeah, quite a few times here in this tournament. Many times we've seen spin twins, as a matter of fact. But it was a pleasure seeing MAQ at the coin toss this morning, well decked out in his suit, and there was a photo op after that, all for the sake of memories.
Oh, shot. Down the ground, over long on, gone for another maximum. So that is maximum number 2 for Arab Zai, and he continues to carry the fight here to DC Eagles.
Yes, up in the slot, and he tugged it from just about mid-stump. He was over pitch and hit it pretty much to the right of the bowler. Mid-on was up in the circle, so it was always going to be runs, but he had the height, had the distance. It has gone a long way.
Yeah, lovely stand and deliver shots. And these days, in the modern game, Ivor Henry, it's not so much where the foot goes, it's sometimes where the ball ends up. And then we've seen a lovely shot again from Arab Zai. He's been so outstanding this season for the LA Lions. And they've come into this semi-final, haven't lost a game. They've gone 5 undefeated encounters so far. So 1 play 4, top seed coming into the semi-final, and they've taken on the number 4 seed in DC Eagles. Later on, we will see New York. They will take on Chicago. And you talked about the last 4 teams from last year. Well, they're here again. Smash through the offside, and consecutive boundaries off the bat of Arab Zai. That has gone away for 4.
Yeah, it's a good cricketing shot. He split cover and extra cover, and he didn't even move. He knew it was 4 from the time he would have placed it between those 2 fielders. There's no cover sweeper. We have the 2 boundary riders. Let's see, the deep mid wicket and long off. So this one was banged into the offside sweetly. Good cricket here this morning. So he goes around the sticks. And he's going after him again, and he's going to go over mid-on, and it has gone for a 1 bounce 4. So it's a meat and drink here for Suleiman. He goes on now to 25. Both batters are in the 20s.
Yeah, look at that. Can't keep this man down at all. And they've gone quickly up to almost a 50 here, 49. And their power play session continues to be quite handy. And so the 50 will have to wait a while, but we've seen a good knock from Suleiman Arab Zai so far again. And the only blemish on their scoring card would certainly have been the dismissal of Hizbullah Durrani. And so the 50 comes up. 50 on the board on the stroke of the end of the 4th over. And so 4 gone is 50 for the loss of 1.
Can we do it?
So 50 in 4. Essentially, they're going at 12.5 runs and over. Mohamed Amir will bowl another one. 1 for 29 so far. So you get the feeling Ivor Henry, because Mohamed Amir has picked up one, they've persist with him. But it's 50 on the board, and they're going 12.5 runs and over, which has not been anything strange to this Lions top order batting lineup.
So skipper Mohamed Asif continues. He's been carted out of the park quite a few times. He's in his third on the trot. He's gone for some 30 out of the 51 that has been posted. So I guess he's going to try to bowl his phone, get out the way. Yesterday's match, he just bowled a 1 over.
So we've seen a big partnership. 48 between the pair. Both batters have gotten in some good shots already. Saidib Ganesh, 3 fours and 1 6. And Arab Zai, 3 fours and a couple of sixes for him. Oh, Saidib Ganesh charges Mohamed Amir, slashing shots, and that's gone away for another boundary.
Yes, it's boundary hitting here this morning. They're making hay in the power play. We're still in the 5th over, and for you newcomers, it's a 2020 match, and 6 overs constitute the power play. And let me remind you how the rankings would have gone. It's 1 playing 4. Number 1, the LA Lions. They've been rowing from last Friday. And they're still, oh, that's going to be a wide outside the off stump. May have slipped from his grasp, I would want to imagine. A Yorker gone wrong.
Yeah, we've seen a really good start. And extras now have gone, look at that, outside the off stump from Mohamed Asif. So that one will have to be rebowled, and will come into bowl to Saidib Ganesh, who has played a lot of shots on the offside. And look at that, pulled through the onside in front of Mohamed Kamal. And another boundary here for Saidib Ganesh is 60 for 1.
All class, all power. There was a man stationed on the long on boundary, and it was just placed just to the right of him. It was aerial, and that's what made it difficult for the fielder to really catch up with it. It was a flat batted, cross batted shot, 1 bounce 4. And the DC Eagles got here in the 4th spot, courtesy of the Smashers losing yesterday. Had they won yesterday, they would have been on the park right now.
So Mohamed Asif outside the off stump. Another slashing shot from Saidib Ganesh. He's been so strong on the offside. And look at that, picks up another boundary, 64 for 1.
Yeah, that one came off the outer portion of the bat, but he was going at it hard. So when you're going to play those shots, you have to go hard, that they're going to fly once they get off the middle of the bat. This time it came off the outer portion of the bat, over the third man, up in the circle. Now he's been placed and pushed back on the 30-yard circle. So that is going to be leaving the long on out of the circle.
So we've seen 6 fours so far from Saidib Ganesh. And he's really taken on, especially Mohamed Asif. And now he's driving into the onside and can't score. So another big over here for the Lions. And Mohamed Asif has gone for 14 in this over. He seems to like that number, around 14 and 15 we saw in the second over. Went for 15. The first over went for 14. This one has gone for 14. He's still got another ball remaining, so he's gone for quite a few, Asif.
Yeah, he's a brave man to continue to bowl, but he's the captain. When you're the captain, you do as you like.
So final ball coming up to Saidib Ganesh. And pulled away. That's another boundary. So this one ends higher than 14 and 15. And the 5th over comes to a close, is 68 for 1. So 5 overs gone. Batting a 68 for the loss of 1. They've lost the wicket of Durrani, so bowling change for the first time. Inside, Rafai Safdar has been taken off, and it looks like Samiola Jawad has been given the ball. We've seen him in this series, and he's been good. We saw yesterday he had to bowl an over to defend, I think, 11 runs, and he did pretty well. So he's been given the ball. And Ivor Henry, we've talked about the players on these batting strip has never been challenged by the seamers and the fast bowler because they're very good batting strips.
Well prepared by the creator, Mr. Milton Taylor, Tony, and the rest of the crew. Good morning to Mark Ebanks as well, an umpire in his own right.
So Jawad starts into the offside. And they go through for 1. And as a batter, you'll probably love the strip here at Broward County Stadium. They've been so good to bat on. And even the bowlers have had their fair share of success if you bowl well.
Yes, because we've seen 5-4 and we've seen a 6-4 yesterday. So there's something in there for everyone, alongside 4 Centurions.
Yeah, what we have seen in the last couple of days, the score has gone about par. 161 has been the par score on this ground.
So we've seen it all. A beautiful stroke up to mid-on. We've seen a wicket maiden, and we've seen some tight gripping stuff. We've seen some splendid catches.
Yeah, we saw, you talked about the big wicket takers. We saw Imran Khan getting 5 for 7, I think. And then yesterday we saw Javon Seals from the New York team, and they play next. They will take on the catchers in the 2 o'clock fixture. He picked up 6 for 30 last night.
Yes, indeed. And
playing a miss here from Ganesh. Ganesh has batted well. His highest in these games have been 71.
yes, a real miss, playing a miss outside the off stump. We have seen the ball been traveling in the first 6 overs, but now that they have 5 boundary riders, and as a matter of fact, they're not using up all of the boundary riders. They're just using 3 of them.
So this over's gone pretty well for Samiola Jawad. He's only conceded 1 halfway stage. Ganesh into the onside. They're running quickly, and you talked about the same 4 teams in the semi-final from last year. Well, when you look at last year semi-finals game, it was a New York team that took on DC Eagles, and Lions took on Chicago. And in fact, the 2 winners there in 2024 were DC and Chicago in the final. So here they are, little crisscross, but the same 4 team in the final in 2025.
Yes, consistency, that's the key. And the batters had to hustle a single there, so things may have changed a bit, somewhat. And here it is, just the 2 men outside of the circle. This ball is on the attack.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. Over the infield, couple of bounces gone for 4.
Exactly where the 3rd man just came from. Look at that. He hit it over his head. He was placed there. He might have been in business for a catch. And let me continue with the fielding. Most of all, we have seen some excellent direct throws. And those definitely are going to make the highlights on the MAQ TV.
Yeah, we were talking about Samiola Jawad up until this point. About a very tidy over, still very tidy. He's gone for 6, but can't bowl and give Arab Zai that amount of width. And I talked about these are very good batting strips, so batters will relish the opportunity to play and hit through the line into the offside. And so this power play session comes to an end. 6 gone, 75 for 1. So we've seen 75 so far, 12 and a half runs and over. We'll take a look at some of the action that we have seen during the course of the power play. Of course, we told you that the toss was won by Lions. This was the first wicket to fall. Durrani just pushing straight back to Mohamed Amir. But we've seen lovely shots. Look at Saeed Ganesh through the offside to get things going. And then look at that, into the onside. Calm ball there to Saeed Ganesh. He's hitting the ball very nice. And then we saw a series of boundaries in the power play. We talked about that. Look at that, advancing down and clearing the offside. Arabzai was always going to be a handful to bowl to. And Rafai, this one in the slot. And Arabzai took him out of the park by some yards. Ganesh continues to flay the bowlers on the offside. He loves the offside. And take a look at that. Another big shot from the Lions batter. So 6 overs gone. 75 for the loss of 1.
Yes, so umpire Javid Charlie and Moshe, they've been busy waving their hands and for the 4 and lifting both hands above the head for the 6s.
So Bukhari has been given the ball. We talked about the Centurions Club. Well, he was the latest to get into that elite club. Ivor Henry yesterday, he got 105.
Good knock, as usual.
So he's been given the ball here just outside of the power play. And this team continues to bat well. They're going over 12 runs and over. It's going to be hard to stop. There's so much batting to come. And you look at Saeed Ganesh. We talked about he already has a big score in this tournament. And Arabzai coming into this match with some 265. And he continues to motor along. It's going to be hard to catch up.
Yeah, by far and away the top scorer. But we're going to see a second match after this one, so stick and stay. Your MAQ viewers.
Yeah, good start here from Bukhari. Ball going up towards the backward square area. Runs away from the field. I was just beginning to say that he's bowled a couple of balls that has only given up 2 singles, and I thought that would have been stopped. So again, similar position, and they could come back for a couple of runs. So this over's gone for quite a few in the 4 balls that Hussein Bukhari has bowled.
Yeah, that was a missed field. I thought that's a busy area. You have to get a better fielder there.
So one of 2 semi-finals today. The Lions winning the toss, opting to bat. We talked about they've batted almost every game. They've batted 5 games in the league stage. Into the onside, doesn't time it well. Arabzai. They'll come back for a couple of runs. So runs continue to come here quite easily for the Lions. 10 off this over so far.
Yeah, not feeling well again. They bubbled in the deep. And these 2 batters, fleet-footed, they're going to be taking all of the chances that you give them to run between the sticks, apart from hitting some big, hefty blows.
So Bukhari will continue. And this one into the offside. Will not run, so that will conclude over number 7 is 85 for 1.
Yeah, into the dot. Beautiful.
So strategic timeout here at Central Broward Cricket Stadium. The bowling so far. Only success so far, 1 for 47 from Mohammed Asif. And we've seen a couple of overs from side Rafai Safdar. And we've seen one apiece from Samuela Jawad and Husnain Bukhari. 85 for the loss of 1. And Ivor Henry, they're going at a steady 12, which has really been the story of this Lions batting lineup. They score quickly, solid at the top. And DC Eagles losing the toss and having asked to play probably in the strength of the LA Lions, and that is when they bat first.
Well, such is the confidence of this team. They lost an early wicket in the first over. It was 3 runs for the 1 wicket. And these 2 batters has gone out and have played positively. 85 for 1, and both batters are neck and neck in the 40s.
Yeah, we talked about Saidib Ganesh, his scores in the series so far: 29, 71, 47, and 22, and didn't bat in one of the games. So he has had a healthy run of scores. His low has been 22 and his high has been 71. And Arab Zai, on the other hand, we talked about 100 for him, 121. He stands at the top of the heap with the highest individual score in this tournament, and he joins another 4 individuals for triple figure mark. Jawad will continue, and you get the feeling that with this start, Lions could very well go up to maybe 180 or even 200 runs.
Oh, 200 runs is on the card, easy. It's a good pitch. Something for everyone, but these batters are confident. They would not want to repeat last year's performance.
Ball driven into the offside. A chase here for the man coming around. Will not get there on time. And look at that. Saidib Ganesh, some classy looking shots. That's one of them.
The cover fielder, weak attempt there in stopping that one. Just to his left, and he just waved at it. It was cracked in the offside, I agree. But let's have a look. It was cracked. You have to put in the dive. You're in a busy area. Every man's in play in 2020 cricket. Seems as if he wasn't expecting the ball to come there to him. But Clive Lloyd in the covers. Sheehan in the covers.
Yeah, you're right on that. I get the feeling that we've seen some slow movers on this DC Eagles team, and we talked about this as day number 7, and the tanks are getting low for the players. It's been a tough week. Saidib Ganesh has lost his stump, and the second wicket falls. Ganesh goes. It's 89 for 2.
Yes, trying to be too cute. Ball was dead on the stump and trying to play one of those scoop over the short fine leg head and lost his middle stump. Wicket number 2. We saw the huddle after the 7th over by the DC Eagles. I guess it was all trying to get their composure back. We have not seen some good fielding, but we have seen some good hand to stump and a ball and caught by the skipper. So wicket number 2 goes 89 for 2. Can't believe it. He stood there. His wicket fell to his own demise. There's another huddle. Brought around wicket number 2. So I guess they're consoling each other, but they have to put some pep in the step in the fielding. Bowlers want to see the fielders making efforts. We would have seen Powell with a broken finger taking catches and decided he'll stay on the park. A lot of people would have come off, say, I'm injured, I finished bowling my quota of 4 overs. But we've seen some lovely catches, especially from Powell. Guaranteed they're going to make the highlights.
So Sabawun Banuri comes in at 89 for 2. Samuela Jawad has just joined Mohammed Asif for the wicket taker so far, 1 apiece. And this team still going over 12 runs and over. And we talked about sometimes in T20 cricket, it has nothing to do with the wickets lost, but if you can maintain a solid run rate, and they've done so by doing 12, you could still get up to 200 mark, even if you've lost 7 or 8 wickets.
Yes, they're trying to bat the Eagles out of this game. They've started well, but they're going to need some wickets. They need to make some inroads into this strong, confident lineup here of the red-hot LA Lions.
So Samuel Jawad runs into bowl to the new man, Banuri. Well, he gets a good ball that edges and passes the keeper to his right, gone for 4.
New batter, give him my slip, give him my slip. You must find some fielder off that field that can get in slip to attack that batsman.
I got to tell you, Ivor Henry, this year you've been on the ball with this slip. How many shots we've seen gone through the slip area? You've got to find somebody out in the other 9. Well, you've got the bowler and the keeper, so there's 9 other guy. You can use one.
You must be able to find one. A new batter, attack with a slip. Now they're going to try to do that. The horses may have left the barn. Here's a slip going to be coming in. Attack your new batsman. The best form of defense is to attack.
Yeah, you see the wicketkeeper holding his head. He knows that perhaps if you had a man there and now a slip has been put in place, number 45 goes there. And here is Jawad, runs into bowl to Banuri. And on the leg side, that's not part of the plan at all.
No, it's a double bluff. But sometimes you just have to do it. New batter, you need some wickets, and I ask for it. Make some inroads into this confident, red-hot Lions. They're not wearing red, by the way, but by the way how they swing the bat in this tournament, I've dubbed them as the red-hot LA Lions. Who's in red are the Eagles. Right now, they're not flying.
Yeah, and you're talking about putting a man in the slip area because these are pitches that the batters are coming down, hitting through the line, playing with more vertical bats. And so a chance for you to get some of those spills through the slip area. Banuri and Arabzai out in the middle. We talked about how good Arabzai has been in this series, and he's 7 away from a half century. 121 being his highest so far, and a couple of 40s for him. He's in the 40s again, 7 from getting out to another half century. And Jawad has been good. A couple of 4s in this over, but he's picked up 1. And look at that, driven into the offside. Fielder will run around. Time for them to come back for 2 for sure. And so that will complete over number 8. So 8 gone, it's 97 for 2.
If you want luxury but desire smart investments, then let MAQ Group guide your property journey. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing in property, MAQ Group has you covered. Worldwide, we offer a range of services tailored just for you. Looking for your next home, business, or want to investment? Our residential and commercial investment, we ensure you find the perfect profitable business or property. Our off-plan properties and expert market analysis promise lucrative opportunities. And for property owners, our management services handle everything so you don't have to. With MAQ Group, you're not just getting a service, you're gaining a partner dedicated to your success. Trust, transparency, and a seamless experience from start to finish. Ready to begin your property journey? Visit us at www.macgroup.com and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
So the action continues. Still going at 12. We've seen a fine knock from Arabzai. He's been there from the start. He continues to be quite flowing. And the runs continue to come for him. Another bowling change. It looks like Abdullah Quram has been given the ball and met him in the elevator last night. And I asked him, there are 2 Qurams in the team. Are you related? And he tells me no. So Abdullah, and he starts with the ball outside the off stump, play and can score.
At the dot, and a weird dot that goes into the scorer's book. 3 away from the 100, 97 it is for the loss of 2 wickets. Again, good morning to all MAQ viewers.
Yeah, a couple of good balls here from Abdullah Quram. He keeps it very simple. And he comes in here at a time in which the Lions are going at about 12 runs and over. We've seen a wicket from Mohamed Asif. We've seen a wicket from Samuel Jawad. Bowler number 5 being used here by the captain, Mohamed Asif. Oh, look at that. Smashed out of the park, and the 100 comes up. This time a big shot from Banuri. 100 for the Lions batting first. It's 104 for 2.
Yes, came up quickly. 100 came up in fine fashion with a smash out of the park. 104 for 2, like you said, Lenny. And it came in the 9th over. They have to keep this up. I think they're going to be the high score of the tournament.
Yeah, still going at 12. And we know if you go at 12, 12 times 20 is 220. We were talking about getting to 180 and 200, but we've got to change that projection and go higher. We saw the first couple of balls in this over gone pretty well for Abdullah Quram, but can't bowl short on these surfaces.
Nope, it's meat and drink for the informed batters. And if you're worth your salt, you're not going to let the bad ones get away.
So Abdullah Quram, another short ball, giving room to Arab Zai, and he's taking this one out of the park again.
And that's his 50. Brings up a 50 with a maximum. Meat and drink for an informed batter. The Nelson's on the board, 1-1-1. Stand on one leg and give me it again. One eye, one arm, one leg.
So Nelson, 111 for the loss of 2. Arab Zai gets a 50, got 100 already. And here is the final ball from Abdullah Quram, gone for 14. 14 has not been a good number for the DC Eagles. And look at that, straight over the bowler's head and straight down the ground. He picks up another boundary, 9 gone. It's 115 for the loss of 2.
All right, don't you go away. We're going to show you the highlights of the wickets that would have fallen today. Stand by for that.
Yeah, another good-looking shot from Arab Zai. It's 115 for 2. Still going solidly over 12 runs and over here. And what we have seen, Ivor Henry, no team in this tournament so far has been able to contain this LA Lions team. And by the way, they played before, in which the LA Lions won that encounter 178 to 118.
Yes, so the DC Eagles should be trying to get some revenge here, but they've started well, getting a wicket in the first over, 3 for 1. But they didn't lose their second wicket until the score was on 89. And now the score has raced on to 115 for 2. This is going to be a high-scoring match. I show these batters for the DC Eagles already thinking and licking their chops, eager to get onto this strip. It's a beautiful strip. Ooh, oh glorious, a good 2020 strip. There's runs in it. And if you bowl and keep the line, those balls are being respected. The bad ones are being put out of the park. They haven't missed out on one yet. And be reminded the second wicket was to the demise of the batter, trying to be too cute.
Samas Quram comes into the attack, 6th bowler to be used. And Maz in this series has picked up 5 wickets so far. Will come into bowl to Sabawoon Banuri. And we've seen a partnership forming here, 26 so far. And he starts well, sliding down the leg side, and oh, well, not really. We'll have to come again. And so wide is the call.
Was over the sticks though, and the keeper is waving his hand saying that should not have been a wide, it's over the sticks. That's what he's saying. Oh, we'll have a look. I thought it was going down, but marginal over the leg stick. But the umpire says you have to reload and come again.
So Karam, 1 for 21, 2 for 12, none for 26, 2 for 38, and none for 48. His bowling figures. Guided into the offside. My goodness, has beaten the gap and gone away for 4. So what looked like just a very soft steer into the offside. And I'm surprised that the ball has gone through there, gone for 4.
Two fielders looking at each other saying, yours, mine, yours or mine. There's no slip. They had a third man up in the circle. That should have been his fielding to his right. He waited on the point fielder to come around. Point fielder waited on him to come around. Guess what? They have to retrieve the ball from beyond the boundary. That should have been a single.
Yeah, we've seen some fielding mishaps from the DC Eagles, and I know it's been a long tournament. Day number 7. It's actually, well, maybe day number 8 in terms of the US Open, but of course we've had a rest day on Monday, so playing days have been days number 7. And you get the feeling, Ivor Henry, the bodies are beginning to take some bit of wear and tear in 7 days of competition.
But they didn't play yesterday. Yesterday was a rest day for them. They're not showing us enough in the field. They're lethargic. They're just not putting it. It's too early for them in the morning. I don't know.
They did play yesterday. They got the better of the Chicago
Catchers. Yes. Early.
Yeah, the only team that didn't play yesterday is the Lions. And so they're very fresh. And we talked about they've beaten everyone so far.
Yeah, but I should have said they finished early. They played the first match yesterday. Went home and probably went to the beach.
So Karam, he's gone for 7. We talked about that perhaps one of those balls should have never gone for 4. And with the two fielders looking at each other. And in the end, the ball busily going as fast as he could towards the boundary rope. The ball's like the boundary ropes, isn't it?
Of course, this is a fast outfield. But it didn't get there fast. It was slow because they had enough time to get, the ball had enough time to get there because the fielders were not chasing. They were looking at each other like saying.
So Karam, a couple of wides for him in this over. Another player that has made the trip all the way from Karachi, flicked away. That's a lovely shot from Banuri.
Yeah, just rolling the wrist, turning it round to the long leg position. Deep backward square leg. Was quick enough this time to prevent the boundary. Yeah, they have to put some pep in this step. They've been hurdling at least twice in the last 20 minutes. What is the talk all about? It should be put some pep in your step. The bowlers want to see that.
Karam into the offside. That's a lovely shot from Arab Zai. And gone for another maximum. 130 for 2.
Inside out shot. They always look pretty when they come off. And this time he went for broke and there was a glorious shot. Let's have a look. And he held the pose. Inside out. Always looking pretty. So they're on the charge. They're not going to let anything get away that is marginally overpitched. This is a confident team. 3 for 1, and they did not relent. They picked it up and continued. And like you say, the run rate has always been over 12. Now it's gone over 13.
So another good-looking shot from Arab Zai. And we talked about 226s coming into this match, and we've seen 6 sixes so far, 4 off the bat of Arab Zai. You might be wondering, what's Arab Zai's personal tally of 6s in this tournament? Well, he came in here 20, and he's struck 4 so far, so he's up to 24 6s in this tournament. Halfway stage, 10 gone. It's 131 for 2.
Can hear.
So 131 for 2. Couple of wickets to fall. We'll quickly take a look at a couple of wickets to fall. Here's this one, the first over off the bat of Durrani into the hands of Mohamed Asif. And then Saidip Ganesh trying to go funky, loses his stump off the bowling of Samiullah Jawad, and that was in the 8th over. So far, we've seen another big partnership, 42 so far, between Arabzai and Banuri. And we talked about 24 sixes so far from Suleiman Arabzai. He continues to bat well. So Hussein Bakari, talked about him getting 100 yesterday, really batted well. But now he's with ball in hand. They've got some work to do. And their first 10 over, they've conceded 131 with this powerful batting lineup supported by the LA Lions. Oh, it's gone high. Mohammed Kamal, in the end, goes over his head and gone for another maximum.
4, the umpire signaling 4. So he dropped just inside the boundary ropes. We'll have a look.
So the action continues. Ball played into the offside. Hands the strike over to Sabawun Banuri. And Arabzai continues to motor along here. First ball went for 4. I thought with Mohammed Kamal at the edge of the boundary that the ball, if the ball goes over his head, we'll probably take a look at that one, but the umpires 136 for 2.
That looks comical. If you're on the boundary and you have to jump for a ball and the ball drops within the playing area, that is comical. Something does not add up. It's not adding up.
So Bukhari continues. And Banuri into the offside, can't score. And so the first ball going for 4. We'll take a look at that. Yeah, might have been just, yep, just in front of the boundary card. Gone away for 4, good call.
Not a boundary field at all.
Oh, swept away, gone away for 4. And so Banuri gets into the act, and it's more runs here for the Lions.
Just doing some house cleaning, getting down on one knee and sweeping away. I think that the DC Eagle is going to have to dust themselves off since we're doing cleaning. So one doing the sweeping in the batting area, they have to get up and dust themselves off.
Yeah, this team has really scored runs every time that they've batted first. And we made mention that all the games they have batted first, when you look at the scorecard, the first 3 times they were sent in. And then the other 3 times, including today, they've won the toss and batted first. Again, looking to go down the leg side is Bukhari. And we could wait for a leg by here from the umpire.
Just a bye, just a bye. So it's a bye. So 2 boundaries already in this over.
Yeah, Bukhari will finish with 11 off this over. 11 overs gone. It's 142 for 2.
Lions, I think this year's tournament favorite from day one. Started last Friday. They like the Friday matches. They started the proceedings here with a match on a Friday, last Friday, just the one match on that Friday. They won it candidly. They thrown the defending champions when they knocked them over for 93 in 16.5 overs. And ever since then, they have not looked back. And in this match, if I had to call it, they're still not looking back. They're looking forward. Well, we're going to have Wafai going to come in now from the far end, bowls on the back foot into the offside. We're going to have just a single because the long off gets in the way. 142 it is for 2. So Sabawood is on 24. All batters except for his bowler has really contributed heavily. Anything over 20 we always consider it in 2020 cricket a contribution. This time he's playing with soft hands. Now there's some pep in the step. Point got in there quickly, even before the keeper who is up over the sticks. That's what the bowler wants to see. That's what the skipper wants to see. I guess that was the last hurdle conference. We've got to put some pep in our steps. You're on TV. Let's get it on. Bowls this time. He's going aerial. There's a man down there. He's going to be a spectator. Try to pull this one in, but to no avail. It's another US Open Premium maximum, Lenny.
Yeah, we've seen 7 sixes so far. We came in here, number 226, so 227 sixes at the US Open in 2025. 4 from Arab Zai, still out in the middle, 2 from Banauri. And we have seen 1 from Saideep Ganesh.
Yeah, we know it went for 6, but there was a valiant effort down there to pull that one in. He comes in now, 1 away from 150, and they have to wait because points gets in the way. 149 for 2. Last wicket fell when the score was on 89. And having lost the first wicket when the score was on 3, just in the first over, these guys have really wheeled the willow. He's pulling this one in the onside. Deep square leg runs to his left, picks up. The 150 comes up. And it comes up in 11.5 overs.
Yeah, we saw the 100 coming up in the 8th over, in the 9th actually. And now the 150 comes up in what? The 12th over. So good strike rate again. Good batting here from the Lions.
Yes, well, Stillman is on 69. That's somebody's favorite number. He's banging this one into the offside. Cover sweeper gets there and just a single. End of a decent over, just the one boundary. 6. And at the end of it, it's 151 for 2. We're looking at a relaxed LA Lion dugout. And I can tell you these guys are not going to make the mistake twice. Last year they got knocked out in the 16th edition in the semi-finals, having won their first 5 matches. So they've repeated the 5 here in the preliminaries. Now they're trying to hold strain. This time he's going big. This one is out of here.
Yeah, another big shot from Suleiman Arabzai. And no team in the tournament has been able to control him, to contain him. And we talked about the DC Eagles having played this team before. Look at that, in the slot. Down on one knees, and he hits a long ball. And we talked about the teams have already met 178 to 118. A win for the Lions.
And the second win will take them on the center stage tomorrow. This time he's keeping him quiet, 157 for 2. We're into over number 13. So he goes up to 76. That's Suleiman. And Sabawood keeping company. He is on 31 from 15. So he's not wasting any time either. He's making room into the offside, slashing and slashing for 4. That's a good looking shot again. He made room. He created that stroke and that shot, Lenny.
Yeah, this team made 227 one time. And we get the feeling they could pass 227 in the semi-final. Look at that. Making room down the leg side to access the off. And it's another boundary for Arabzai.
I called it earlier. I said this is the team to beat. I saw their approach to the first match. This time he's going after him. It is high. Does it have the distance? No, it's going to be taken. Juggling. Catch him again. He's making a habit of it. And no sense for him this time. I'm so sorry. He got into the 80s and out. The skipper taking the catch, Asif.
Yeah, a couple of juggling acts from Mohamed Asif. He's making their fans a little bit nervous when he does that for sure. And you've got to have a good heart if you're a DC Eagle fan to watch this. A juggling act. Look, he's in the circus. And in the end.
That's a definite circus act. And right next to the swap shop is a circus right there. I think Mohamed Hafiz will do well with the job right there. Juggling. Well. We've seen a good knock from Suleiman, and he has gone for 80. He's trying to get his second century, was 20 away. But it's going for one too many. And how many sixes did you say he would have hit?
Well, he came into this game with him and Durrani 20 apiece. 20 apiece, top of the table. And by the way, Rizwan Chima is hanging around 16, so he plays next. So we'll have to wait and see. So he came in with 20. Durrani came in with 20. Durrani did not hit a 6. So it was all up to Arabzai, and he has struck 5 sixes, so he's up to 25.
Well, I guess a bit of a breather there, as we have seen a flurry of stroke and sixes. You've heard about the 6 hitting, and we're going to be seeing some more as long as Chima stays on the park. We are going to see some sixes. He's a boundary hitter.
So Parrot Car comes to the middle.
So the first southpaw. There's no slip employed. I always this off spinner, but they're not going to attack him. They're running the first one quickly, and they're going to be taking on the arm of the fielder. We've seen some direct hits. This one was not so lucky. Went past the bowler and the stump, but nicely backed up there by the skipper. So he gets off the mark with 2. That is Abhishek. 163 for 3. That's a good-looking scoreboard. Scorecard not so healthy from the top, with an early wicket. But after that, there it is poking outside the off stump. There's no slip. Skipper looking for 2 wickets in this over. That's the end of the over. If it's going to be a bowling change, I would think from the look of things. $194 on his jersey, I think.
Yeah, it could be Afan Bashir.
From the look of things, we'll wait. Sometimes captain have a way of changing their mind at the last moment. Say, give me that ball. I've seen Viv Richards done that. I'm not going to call the bowler's name, but I'll give you the story.
Can't wait. Can't wait for that story.
Yes, I'll give you maybe between balls. This time he's going after him in the air. Man settles, takes the catch. Wicket number 4 goes, and like I said, they're gonna have to make some inroads and stop this freight train.
Yeah, first ball from it looks like Afan Bashir. We'll confirm that. But Banuri slashing at 1 doesn't time it well, and a very simple catch into the offside. And the Lions, they're down 4 with 163 on the board, still going over 12, but they have lost their 4th wicket, 163 for 4.
Yes, so I'll continue with the story. Viv Richards, skipper, and here it is that bringing on this new bowler to bowl, and they were on the attack. And the bowler turned to Viv, you can see it there, and I need a man on the deep square leg boundary, a mid-wicket, long on, long off. Viv took the ball from him and said, "No man, you intend to bowl nonsense." I took the ball from him because they were on the attack. Slips and Gully saying he wants these men on the boundary. Took the ball, say, "You intend to bowl nonsense." So that's why I say we had to wait here, because he may have come and changed the plan and decides you're going to bowl nonsense. But he bowled sense because he got a wicket with his first delivery.
So Afan Bashir has picked up 1 in his first delivery. And I also told you the story about those players who come in, bowl, get a wicket and think this is easy peasy. Only to find out the hard way. Afan Bashir will continue. Ishaq Zazai has come to the middle. And we've got 41 balls remaining.
Well, let's see if he intends to carry on. The umpire Nazir Charlie is in conversation with the skipper and another fielder, and they're pointing towards the dugout. Oh, what's happening? They're not on view at this time, but they're making the batter wait. New batter and still no slips. You must find one of the 7 to attack that batsman, because you need wickets. You need to grab a hold of a few new batters, put somebody in the eye line. We would have seen that from Iqbal. One match at the one, he employed those tactics. He's getting off the mark easily. Crowden. So it's 164 for 4. He gets off the mark with that single. This brings Abhishek on strike, so 2 relatively new batters.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of wickets. We've seen a little bit of juggling act from Mohamed Asif that took out Arab Zai, and we've seen Banuri gone off the bowling of Afan Bashir. So a chance for the DC Eagles to claw themselves back into this game. But you get the feeling with 164 already, and with still 40 balls remaining, we'll have to wait and see where they finish. But I want to think they'll still get up to maybe 190.
Well, 200 is on the card, unless they really fall apart. This time he's going hard at this one, getting the bottom portion of the bat, trickles out to deep square leg just for the single.
And the fact is, remember folks, this is a knockout stage. For the first time in the entire competition, we come down to an event in which if you lose, you really go home.
Right, the winner stays and the loser goes home. Comes in from the far end, and this time he's going at him hard. He's swinging across, and he has knocked him over. It's clean bowled. They're in search of wickets. They've got to really keep a check. Well, we have to call him the man with the golden arm.
Yeah, a couple of wickets for him. Afan Bashir, and this one he's taken out, Zazai. And so he's come in here, and he has really shown the other bowlers who've been bowling for the last 12 or 13 overs that this is how it's done. And a double strike from him. It's 165 for 5.
Yes, so wicket, single, and a wicket. But he has got to do it all by himself. We need some assistance from you, skipper. Put a few fielders in the eye line of these batters. There are 2 new batters at the crease. We're actually starting the inning with these batters. 1s and 3, 1s and 0. You can't have the same 5 boundary riders. You must find one of those guys to come in, prevent the single, and in a catching position, where are you going to get your wicket? This bowler is on top.
So,
Often.
so Himang Chopra comes to the middle. We saw in the only game that Chopra has played, he's scored 44. So I guess the day he came in which they were trying to move around the batting, he's impressed the selectors, and with a 44, he's left in the team. We saw with Faisal Khan the other day, they put on a massive partnership at one point, so you get the feeling that based on that, Himang Chopra has been left in the side.
All right, axe given. There is the slip fielder. It's 2020 cricket, but it's still cricket, so where can you get a wicket? Get him right there. Plays this one in the offside. Dot. Can't score. Good over so far. The best of the lot by far and away. Just 2 runs coming from it with 1 legal delivery left. He's looking now. They're taking out the slip. Slip goes back to point. That's the busy area. So I guess they want him to get in strike, or probably to just get a chance go begin. Outside the off stump poking, there's no slip just in case of an edge. It does go past the big glove.
Yeah, this has been their best over so far. The 14th over has only gone for 3 with a couple of wickets here. Their other best over was the second over, bowled by side Rafai Safdar. That went for 5. So this is their best bowlers, and even better when he's picked up 2.
So no boundary here. You'll be the best in the park in the bowling column. There it is. By far and away, the best of the bowling so far. 2 catches. We've seen a juggling act in one of them, but nonetheless, wicket number 5 goes at the end of 14.
If you want luxury but desire smart investments, then let MAQ Group guide your property journey. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing in property, MAQ Group has you covered. Worldwide, we offer a range of services tailored just for you. Looking for your next home, business, or want to investment? Our residential and commercial investment, we ensure you find the perfect profitable business or property. Our off-plan properties and expert market analysis promise lucrative opportunities. And for property
So we're going to be having all spin attack. And they're trying to really claw themselves back into this contest. They were battered, left for dead, but a few wickets. They're halfway into the wicket column for you newcomers. 10 wickets constitute an inning. So they have got to make some inroads. At one point, 220 was on the card. Could still be realized on the back foot, playing with soft hands. Yes, no. In the end, a wise decision from the non-striker. It was his call, by the way. He sent him back. We've seen quite a bit of runouts in this tournament. We have not seen one for the day, Lenny.
Yeah, we've seen. You're sure on that. And now we're seeing a lot of spin. We saw yesterday when Smashers played.
This one is in the air, coming towards us, and he takes a catch. Wickets are going. They're falling like flies now. Just what the doctor ordered. Wicket number 6 goes, Lenny.
So where is Qureshi? He comes in here like Afan Bashir. And wickets are falling here for the Lions. 167 for 6 now, as you can see on your card here. And you get the feeling, I was just making the point that we saw yesterday when the Smashers played, out of 17 over, they bowled 14 over of spin. And we're getting the drift now that the DC Eagles have realized that let's bowl slow and give the batsman nothing to work with. They will have to manufacture their own pace. And we've seen another batter holding out in the deep.
Yes, indeed, a good catch. You still have to take him. This time there was no juggle into the pause, and he held on. And you can see that. So we have to keep these new batters coming. Attack, attack, attack. 167 for 6, and they're going to be struggling their way to 200. Can we see an upset?
So Kaiba Wali comes to the middle with 34 balls remaining. Still, they probably can get up to 180, 190. Paradkar has been quite quiet at the other end, and that is because wickets keep falling.
Well, they're listening. Let me remind them that they did all the hard work in the preliminaries, got to 5-0. They did that in 2024. They did that. They're doing it now. They did it again here in 2025. But they lost in the semifinals. I'm not saying they're going to lose this one, but they're dropping like flies. Comes in our bowls. Sammy's playing it back to the bowler. Dots or 2 dots on the trot. The bowlers, with all the confidence in the world now, expecting the fielders to put some pep in the step. They've been going in a huddle quite often outside the off stump. He's cutting at this one, a hat-trick of dots. Taken by the wicket-keeper cleanly. So I think that Denny was the runs board. I'm sure they're going to, Lenny, I beg your pardon, they're going to want him to lead the commentary because that's when they were going gung-ho. This one is cutting late outside the off stump. Runs here for him. He's going to get the 2, relaxing, 2, I may add. So I've won a couple of wickets since I've started leading, and I'm sure that the DC Eagles going to thank me for that. And Lenny has been the runs boat. So we've seen 150 so far in this inning from Suleiman. Outside the off stump, in the air, and to the left of the third man fielder, and away she goes for 4. Uppish.
So 15 gone, 173 for 6.
Well, back with the action here. We've seen wickets going tumbling here. All 6 of them now. The last 3 coming quick, fast in Howie. First wicket fell when the score was on 3, then 70, then 89 for 2. But back to live action. Ooh, and the wicketkeeper, good handiwork there. Took the glove off quick, so if you're looking, that's the way you do it. The big glove is not going to get to throw that ball the way you would have wanted. He took those gloves off quick in a hurry. Another dot, plenty of dots in the last couple of overs, Lenny. It's bowled round the sticks now. He's on the edging, up in the circle is the fine leg. Fields, but can't prevent the single. That's good calling from the non-striker. He was coming to the danger end. And good response from the batter. We saw a one out yesterday with one looking back and left his non-striker stranded. But this time it was good cricket. Well, we're bathed in sunshine here at the Broward County Stadium. So an all-spin attack. Outside the off stump, he's bunting this one to the wide long off. No timing, but he gets a single. The boundaries have dried up, Lenny.
Yeah, we've seen Afan Bashir and Ways Qureshi come in, and nothing special, but they've picked up wickets between them, 3 wickets between them. And I talked about what they haven't been able to do in 13 overs. We've seen Afan Bashir and Ways Qureshi picked up 3 wickets in the space of 3 overs.
There you go. So they're going to love me for that. This time he's going after him and not getting it too far, but ambles through for a single. Bowler feels to his own bowling, but first signs of an aggressive shot from any one of these 2 batters. They've been placed in a chokehold at this time. They've got to keep him there. They're on the hunt for wickets. Nothing puts you behind the clock more than getting wickets. So from the northern end, he's sweeping. Deep backward square leg is there. Sends the left arm throw. One bounce in. Would have taken the batter, but no obstruction. We would have seen one of those given in this tournament. Batter out obstructing.
Yeah, 4 runs in this over from Afan Bashir. And Ivor Henry, when you look back at that, obstruction, we saw it a few nights ago. We'll talk about that.
Well, one legal delivery has gone good so far. He's not given up a boundary, and he's not going to give up a one. So 2 dots and 4 singles. We come to the end of over number 16. Well, back to live action here again. The all-spin attackers came in, and I hope it was not too late. Let's say in the nick of time, because they've taken wickets. This time he's pulling this one into the onside. Again, backward square leg is in the way. Just a single. We haven't seen a boundary in quite some time.
Yeah, we haven't seen a boundary since the 14th over. And considering when Lions bat, it's always 1 or 2 every over.
Yep. And not just boundaries, they've been going over the boundary. So here it is, we still have the boundary riders, and they're keeping things as tight as can be. Earlier in the day, the LA Lions won the toss without hesitation, opted to bat, lost a wicket in the first over, but since then, they've really wheeled the willow, losing the second wicket at 89, third at 161, and the fourth at 163 as it goes round the sticks. It's going after him again. Cover sweeper is there. So again, no boundary. Send the throw back into the keeper, 1 bounce, losing the 5th wicket at 165, and the 6th, the very last one, at 167.
Yeah, we've seen some good bowling here from Wais Qureshi and Afan Bashir. And it's funny how this lovely game is played sometime. I'm pretty sure that Afan Bashir and Wais Qureshi may not have been considered some of the premium bowlers, but here they are doing the job.
Outside the off stump on the back foot into the offside, slashing, but just for the single. Still no boundaries. Well, this partnership has gone on from 167 to 180, so it's realized some 13 runs.
Yes, and just coming back to Afan Bashir and Wais Qureshi, they're the number 7 and number 8 bowler. So they've been thrown the ball when all else have failed. And these are the two that has really come in with a good bowling performance. But it's still 180 on the board. That's another big score.
So you're saying Mohammed Asif ran out of options? But here is the boundary, driven straight back down the ground, and I think the long off fielder put in the dive, but to no avail, and went beyond the boundary rope.
Yeah, parrot car straight on the ground. Look at that. And always was going to be tough when fielders are feeling deep and all the way out, mid-off and mid-on. Always a big gap. And he picks up a boundary. Still chance for them to get up to probably 210.
Yes, but that was a good shot. Straight driven back to the left of the bowler. On the back foot, looking for 2. They started early, and they thought of 2. And it remained a thought. So 1 more to the total. It's 185 for 6. So good little partnership working up here between these two. I'm sure they're going to be trying to launch because still 4 batters in the hut. At some stage, the instruction is going to be given. Have a go. And here it is. He was trying to have a go there. Coming off the inner portion of the bat, trickles out to square leg. At the end of that over, it's 186 for the loss of 6 wickets.
If you want luxury but desire smart investments, then let MAQ Group guide your property journey. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing in property, MAQ Group has you covered. Worldwide, we offer a range of services tailored just for you. Looking for your next home, business, or want to investment? Our residential and commercial investment, we ensure you find the perfect profitable business or property. Our off-plan properties and expert market analysis promise lucrative opportunities. And for property owners, our management services handle everything so you don't have to. With MAQ Group, you're not just getting a service, you're gaining a partner dedicated to your success. Trust, transparency, and a seamless experience from start to finish. Ready to begin your property journey? Visit us at www.macgroup.com and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
So 17 gone, it's 186 for 6. Afan Bashir will continue. Kaiba Wally is the man taking off, and look, they'll come back for a couple of runs, but you've got to appreciate the effort here from Afan Bashir and Wais Qureshi. They've come in not primed to be part of the bowling attack, I'm pretty sure, but they have given you some very good bowling substance and some options here for Mohamed Asif. So we've got 17 deliveries remaining. And going down the leg side, into the hands of the fielder. And it's 188 for 7.
Wicket taking deliveries. It was not an easy catch though, but he had to take them. This time again, no juggle.
So Afan Bashir, would you believe it, has now picked up 3. He's bowling a 3 for 10. And who would have thought, look at that, looking to go big into the onside, and this time straight into the hands of the fielder. And he takes a very good catch, always very sharp in those shortish position. And so another Lions wicket falls, 188 for 7.
21-1 partnership. I think it was well worth it. They were really trying to stabilize the inning, having seen, 3 wickets fall in quick succession. And there goes another huddle. And every time they huddle, they come back with something. So let's see what they're going to come back with. Time for the predictions. 188 with the 18th over. I think they can get 12 more ones, I think.
So Faisal Khan comes to the middle. We talked about Faisal Khan and Chopra a couple days ago, posted a big partnership, so we know he can bat. And so it's 188 for 7. We are in the 18th over. And Afan Bashir has now picked up 3 for 10. Just out of the blue, Afan Bashir has come into the attack and he's picked up 3.
Yeah, the number 7 bowler you said?
7 and 8. Well, he was the 7th bowler. So we will come into bowl to Faisal Khan. Still 16 deliveries remaining. Big appeal. And not out, says umpire Charlie Javed.
So he's being miserly. First ball went for 2, then a wicket and a dot. Clearly going down the leg side. Good call there, umpire Charlie. Easy call, I should say.
So Bashir into the offside. Maskaram does well. Saved a couple of runs, saved the boundary. And we haven't seen for a long time the effort like that from a DC Eagles fielder for a while.
There it is, wickets. Pep in the step, 190. So 200 is on the card for sure, I would think. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't bet against it.
So this over's gone for 4. We've seen a wicket. And along the ground, Mohamed Asif. Maybe in his play days, in his heydays, would have probably blocked that one up. But it's been 20 years since he hasn't played, since he had played international cricket. He does a lot of coaching now, but he has come here in 2025 to lead this DC Eagles team, and they're in. the semi-final.
Courtesy of the Smashers, losing yesterday.
So the 18th over comes to a close, and after 18, it's 192 for 7. 192 for 7. So, got 2 overs remaining. Abhishek Paratkar on 12. Faisal Khan is on 3. And looking for that 200. Will it come, Ivor Henry?
Well, these bowlers have been very stingy, so I'm not too sure. But if I was the betting man, I wouldn't bet against it. But we're going to see the penultimate over being bowled by spin, and perhaps the 20th over bowled by spin. So Asif has left the playing area, so I think his ways on the park is done, because I don't think we'll see him at bat, because you can have that. Oh, this is good.
So stroked into the offside. And they'll come back for a couple of runs. Good looking shot from Paratkar. Takes them to 194.
And that's good feeling in the deep. He saved his team 2 runs. That's what the bowler wants to see. That's what your fans want to see. And I show the skipper and coaches as well. It would be very pleasing to them to see the effort.
So this Lions team, they're closing in on the 200 mark. Already a couple of times they've gone there. 227 one time, 207 one time. They got 194 in another game, but here they are. And you can see why they won't put their 3rd double 100 score in a T20 game in this series on the cards.
Well,
Whereas Qureshi, along with Afan Bashir, has come into their own, and it looks like they'll bowl towards the end. Good delivery. Dot ball, so we've got 9 deliveries remaining.
Yes, well, they're 1 hit away from the 200, but we haven't seen one of those in a long time. George?
So 195. This one down the ground. Mohammed Kamal, we haven't seen him bowl, but he's been a hustler in the field. And now they pick up a couple of runs. It's 197 on the board.
Yes, that's good running between the sticks. I always like to see those. It's not always bang, bang. While you're there, you're not getting the singles. 0s into 1, 1 into 2, as we would have seen here just now. And they're changing field. I think he would have hurt his hand with that throw in. So fielders trading places. Extra cover. That fielder is still winging that arm. On the throw, he would not have been in a good position to throw.
So whitish ball into the offside. Fielder back pedals. And looking to put the arms up, hoping that it will stick. And a couple more runs here for the Lions. 199 on the board.
So we'll have a look. He dropped it. It was wide of the mark. He got his hand on it, but was not able to hold on. So 199, like you said, Lenny. 4-7. So let's go ahead and bring the ship ashore. So Faisal, the batter. We have seen 2. We call him the Whitechapel. We call him stealing a run did not try cheating a run. We have seen 2 of those. Mankind. This time he's going straight down the ground and over the boundary markers for 6. We said we haven't seen one of those in a while, and I called it, and 200 comes up. So 205 it is at the end of 19. So the last over will be bowled here, and it's going to be spin as we predicted here in the com box. But 200 is on the card, and we've seen a couple of 200s. DC Eagle going to have to bat out of this skin to get on center stage tomorrow. It's one outside the. Did he call wide? I didn't see that. So the southpaw, the first delivery would have gone, and we would not have seen batters trade places. Sammy's going in the air and away and over the long off, and he's gone for an almighty 6. We just said we weren't seeing too many of those. We've seen them back to back now, Lenny.
Yeah, these last runs towards the latter stages here. Abhishek Paratkar, he's a top quality player, and we talked about his place in the U.S. national team as a seamer, and he's come into his own. Lovely shot, lovely strike.
Yes, they're trying to put the finishing touch on this inning. So early in the innings, started with a dot and now a 6, lofted 6. There was a man stationed there, but he has got to be at least a 12-footer to pull that one in. So they're going for broke now. I mean, with 7 wickets down, do not think about who is in the hut. You can try to get all boundaries from here on in. So 211 for 7. And the sun is playing hide and seek with us. We still have that westerly wind. Be reminded that LA Lions won the toss, up to the bat. He comes round the sticks. Now he's going after him again. Stand and deliver. Sometimes we say, do not have your spinners bowled at last over. It's meat and drink for him. He's going a little too far up, Lenny.
Yeah, 217. We talked about 227. Has been the highest here for the Lions, and you get the feeling with 3 balls remaining the way Paratkar is hitting this ball. He could hit 10 in the remaining 3 balls by some ways, and they could match their 227 that they have scored earlier on. So this has now made it the 3rd time in the tournament, 3rd time in 6 games. They have gone over the 200 mark. And there has been another time in which they got 194. So they haven't been shy to really put on these big scores when they've batted first. And we all know T20 cricket pretty well. 217 and still counting is going to be a very, very tough challenge here from the DC Eagles.
Yes, it's going to take some doing for them to get to whatever the final runs tally will be. It's going to really, really take some doing. They're going to have to bat out of their skin. Well, cricket, funny old game. They can get off to a good start and still falter. Here in the Lions inning, they got off to a bad start and they're ending well. Well, ball is back in play. So Abhishek is on the charge. He's moved on to 27 from 16. There's no holding back now. Just 3 legal deliveries. He's going again and he's getting a hold of this. There's a man down there. Just to become a spectator, he jumped trying to knock it in. So a hat trick of 6 is Lenny.
Yeah, we talked about, we came in to this first semi-final with 226s, and they're coming fast and quick. And off the bat of Parrot Carr, look at that. That's another smashing six from him. 3 sixes in his innings so far. And they're 4 runs away to tie their best record batting first, the Lions. And what, they're 5 runs away from smashing that record.
All right, I think you'll be done. We're going to realize that because Abhishek, he is on the charge. He raced on to 33. He was kept quiet prior to this over, but now he is going for broke outside the off stump again, over the head of the long off fielder for, let's see, for another 6. 4 sixes on the trot. Lenny, my word.
Yeah.
This is the U.S. Open. Lenny, come on.
Yeah, 24 in the last 4 balls, having gone for dot off the first ball. And look at this. This is a massive strike from Abhishek Paradkar. And we talked about that 227 set by the Lions. They have beaten that now.
Yes, 229. Last legal delivery. Can we see 5 on the trot? Comes in bowls, and this time going to be down the leg side. He's have to reload and come again as a wide goes into the scores book. 230 it is.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one here for the Eagles. Anything over 200 in T20 cricket is always going to be tough. And now it's 213 and still a ball remaining. Paradkar has really struck these balls well.
Yes, well, he bowls round the sticks now. He's going after him. He's not going to go aerial. He's going to go down the track. They're going to try for the double. A wicket here doesn't mean much, but they safely made it home. Innings closed at 232 for 7.
Yeah, essentially they'll have to score at 12 runs and over. We've seen a big knock here from Abhishek Paradkar towards the end. And this over's gone for 27. Ivor Henry, what a massive hitting power we've seen from Abhishek Paradkar. 232 posted by the Lions, and they continue to be that strong team that we talked about so many times.
Yeah, it's going to be hard axe, but when we come up for the one chase, it's going to be 233 that's going to be needed for the win, and they've got to really wheel from ball 1. Let me start the one chase.
So
They're gonna
232 posted by the Lions, a massive score. And we'll take a look at some of the dismissals so far. That was in fact Chopra holding out in the deep, and then we saw some very good hitting from the other batters. Another wicket falling here. But in the end, we have seen a big knock here from the Lions. 232, and so Eagles will need 233 to win. We'll take a short break, and let's run through the scorecard so far. We saw a big knock again from Arab Zai, who got 80, and towards the end, Parrot Carr not out on 41 from just 19 balls. The bowling, well, we saw Afan Bashir and Reis Qureshi towards the end, came in and applied some bit of breaks to the scoring. Afan Bashir picked up 3 for 41, but in the last over, he went for quite a few, and it's ironic that he went for the most in this over. So we'll take an innings break, we'll take a short break, and the Lions will be out soon to defend the 233.
Well. What a match so far we've seen, and we're going to be having the one chase just in about 1 minute or so. We want to welcome Iqbal into the com box. He's not doing duties on the square this morning. He's doing other things. Well, he was on the square at the coin toss. So, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ira. We've been doing a lot of interviews for the players at the back end in the studio.
Okay, well, I don't think you're that ugly. I should say good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
Yes, my bad, my mistake. I didn't realize we're going to past the 12 o'clock hour. High noon hour. What a match it has been so far.
Absolutely amazing the way DC Eagles recovered. For a moment, I thought that the LA Lions might cross 250 run mark, but DC Eagles got a couple of wickets in between, changed the game. But still, there's a huge runs on the board, 223 from 120 balls. Big target for the DC Eagles to chase. Let's see what the LA Lions.
Well, they're going to need all of 233 for the win, as Abdullah comes in and he's going to be bowling to Hussein, and this time he's playing it into the onside, and away she goes. First boundary of the inning. What a way to start.
Absolutely amazing shot on the leg side. He's got one fielder, boundary rider, deep square leg. Didn't have enough legs to stop the four runs.
Well, they're starting off needing 11.65. That's the required run rate. So they've got to try to be above that, especially in the power play. And the power play constitutes
6 fielders.
6 overs.
6 overs, sorry.
The bounce in from the far end now. Outside the off stump, this one holding its line. He's trying to uppercutting it. But this third man in place for that thick edge or prevent the boundary. I don't think he went hard enough at it.
He wanted to pull the ball, but the ball was right into his slot, and he just needed to find the gap between the two fielders for 4 runs.
Okay, I'm going to make my exit here because I'm going to we're going to have 2 ladies here one at a time for you to have a conversation with them. They're going to try to get into the commentary to learn a little thing or two about commentary. So you're going to come on in and introduce yourself. Here's more runs into the onside. It's just going to be the one good bit of feeling. Down at the deep backward square leg. Runs to his left. Picks up.
So we are in the first over, chasing a mammoth target of 233. So how's your experience in this US Open Premier Cricket League, looking after the media side?
My experience has been really great. I've had lots of fun with the players, making funny videos. Everybody is super welcoming, and yeah, it's been great. It's my first time here, and I'm really having a lot of fun.
Can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Yes, hi viewers, I'm Navdeep. I don't know if you have seen me out on the videos, but I've been making little funny reel posts and stuff like that.
And you're associated with which team?
I'm associated with the US App Open Dallas team, Dallas Smashers.
Dallas Smashers. So how's the experience with the Dallas Smashers? The team didn't play well throughout the season.
Well, we did have one win, you have to give us that. But yes, overall, we didn't make it to the finals. But overall, I think the team had really great spirits. Everybody was super nice, super welcoming. We had lots of fun in the dugouts, having making these videos, making reels, like getting our name out there on Instagram and social media platforms. Overall, I think whether they won or not, they made some great friendships with each other.
I think that is one of the highlights of this tournament, that everybody's getting to know each other, meeting first time, in different fields of profession. So yes, it was good to have you in the commentary box.
Yes, thank you
And
so much.
I hope you have enjoyed the US Open and the big semi-final and the finals.
Thank you. I'm having so much fun.
Hi viewers, we've got Alexis with us from the LA Lions, the beautiful lady in our commentary box. How's your experience, Alexa, this season in the US Open Premier League?
Everything's been so amazing. Thank you so much for having me today. I am so amazed by cricket, the US Open Cricket League. I think that this is the biggest thing ever to come to South Florida. And I'm looking forward to the finals tomorrow, because that will be such an amazing day, because all these gentlemen on the teams have been working hard. All the staff has been working extra hard to have everything live streamed correctly. And the commentators have been doing an amazing job.
Thank you very much. That's a compliment for me. Overall experience, have you watched cricket before? Is this your first time as an American sport? Tell the viewers about how is it for an American viewer.
100%. Let's be honest here. This is my first time since Friday watching cricket as an American. And I think that cricket is the next big thing to come to U.S. sports. And that's probably a big reason why we're here today. And my biggest goal today is to show the world online that cricket is it. And everybody who's listening or watching all the videos, just know that you are invested in the right time, because this is going to blow up even bigger than it already is.
Right. Thank you very much for coming into the commentary, boss. And like you said, it's an amazing experience for you and for everyone. It's been an amazing experience working with you all in the US Open with me, with all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, play continues here. This on the back foot in the safe hands of the mid-on fielder. He had to work for that, and wicket number one goes 19 for 1. What a catch.
Yes, absolutely amazing catch by the LA Lions fielder, Faisal, fielding at Looks like
Mid
he's
on,
yeah,
mid on.
mid on. Yeah, looks like he's pulled his muscle. But overall,
He
you
took
know,
one for the team.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what he did. But got in, he made the catch. It was a shoestring catch. The ball was really losing. Right, we'll have a look. There it is on the back foot, pulling, got in there. And he rolled and he rolled and he rolled and stayed down. But he took the catch cleanly. The batter is on his way. In other words, he took one for the team. Team wins here. They'll be on center stage tomorrow. So confirmation, 19 for 1. So Hussein is the batter. I think has to leave the square. It's not showing here, but prior to that he had hit a lovely 6. So he has gone for 16. He has done the heavy lifting in this total of 19. So the LA Lions, they lost their first wicket in the first over. And here it is that the DC Eagles losing their first wicket in the second over. Matter of fact, it was 3 runs for the first wicket when LA lost their first wicket. So they've done one better. They're into the second over and they're at 19 for 1. We'll soon see the worm begin to show us the indicators whether they're going up or down. This time down the leg side, he's trying to play it into the onside. Let's see if he got a touch in it. It's a leg by.
DC lost very important wicket of their most informed player. That's a big loss for the DC Eagles.
He's gone for 16. Like we said, they're going to have to do some heavy lifting to get to 233 that is required for the win.
Yes, the game's on now. LA Lions have the tails up. Stan Bukhari, the man in form, out.
So coming off the outer edge, point gets in the way, can't score. Single dots are going to have to be avoided here as much as possible, because this is going to take some heavy lifting to get to 233.
Yes, for LA Lions, Yusuf has been an amazing bowling form throughout this tournament. He's bowling really well.
Suleiman keeps on to rack up runs here. He got a 50. Got to some 80-yard runs. He was aiming for that second 100 in this tournament. He goes in bowls. This one is getting up high. Not high enough to be called a wide. That's an effort delivery. Keeper takes it high above his head. We take you over to master control.
The two new batters at the crease, Taimur and Izzatullah. Huge responsibility on the shoulders, chasing this mammoth target of 233. Captain Abdullah bowling really well from the far end.
Swing and a miss, taken there by the wicket keeper. Another dot. They're going to have to try to avoid those as much as possible. 20 tees for 1. So we're in the third over. Remember, 6 overs constitute the power play. That's where no more than 2 fielders are allowed outside of the 30-yard circle. During that time, they're going to try to get as many as they can because have to go gung-ho. Banging this one into the offside, one bounce to the mid-off, and he got there quick, fast, and in a hurry. Non-striker thought one, doing the right thing, does not want to be man-cad. You've seen 2 of those in this tournament.
One from my team as well. My bowler.
For your bowler, all right, it's a way to get out. And it's called cheating if the batter is leaving too early.
Oh, yeah. If the batter is leaving too early, yeah.
Yes.
I thought for a moment you said the bowler is not.
No. The batter, you've got to wait. Ooh, this one is getting up.
He's bowling really fast, Abdullah.
Yes.
The captain.
Yeah, between the head and the shoulder. He was asking if it was not a wide over the head, but it's just one for the over. That's the square leg umpire Moshed is saying. So they've got Willie Willow having a look. That's called chin music. He was getting ready to call the wide square leg. Ended up saying it's one for the over. Well, on the brilliant sunshine, this one is hitting it in the air, has height and has
6 runs.
Distance as well. So we had to wait and wait and wait. It was one of those baby sixes because we've seen some big, huge sixes far and away, leaving the playing area, leaving our view. Those were some big hitting.
Yes, indeed huge hit right from the screws.
So they're going to need a lot more of those.
Zatullah, another Akhwan player.
Here's a time more. He's on 6 from 5. He was really laboring. He was 1 from 4. Now he's 6 from 5. It was none from 5, as a matter of fact. And he's having some words here with the batter. How dare you hit me for 6? Abdullah is an aggressive, fast bowler. He's up in the batter's face ever so often. Don't like to be hit.
I like this pace and bounce. I like he's got his tails up, putting the pressure. Captain leading from the front, Abdullah, for the LA Lions.
Yes, I can say this year the balls has been much, much better. That's why we've seen so many runs. In the past, we had some balls that the manufacturer would have pushed out. And here he is, in your face, having... this time, it's going to be runs here. All 4 of them. And now he's telling me, go fetch it. There's a banter between the batter and the bowler. He's having the last laugh. At the end, at the end of over number 3, it's 31 for 1. So Yusuf is going to be coming from beneath us here, the southern end. He's pulling this one in the air, not going to get too far though, just for the single, because the catch eludes the short mid wicket, and the fielding had to be done by the man coming from the deep square leg. So one going for the catch and one preventing two. That's called teamwork.
Absolutely. Both the Izzatullah is from Afghanistan as well, and the LA Lions players are also from. So they all play cricket together back home in California, and they've got a nice little bit of rivalry going on, the chit chat.
Well, I like the banter sometimes, and that's why the umpires are there. When it's going too far, then you step in and would have it aborted, but a little something, put a little pep in the game, you know. It's a non-contact sport, so you don't want to be touching and hitting and all the stuff. But a little few words here or there to beef it up and get you under the skin, you know. I don't like the sledging if it goes beyond, you know, the person you're speaking to. If you're going to talk about a person, wife or mother and all that stuff, that's taking it too far.
It always starts from the banter and then ended up in sledging.
Yes. Yes, I've heard cricketers on the big park and try to upset the fielder while he's batting.
So there's no line at times.
Yes, but they have to draw the line sometimes. They ask you, do you know where your wife is? And they're like, all of a sudden, mentally you start to think, what is he talking? But anyway, back to cricket. He's making room, playing this one outside the off stump into the hands of the extra cover. Why would he do that? Well, cover point, really. He was making room, backing away, trying to hit into a packed offside field.
Yeah, he saw all the fielders in the ring and he's still the power play on. He was trying to hit above the fielders in the ring on the offside, but ended up giving an easy catch to the fielder at the cover point position. Another wicket for the DC Eagles. Another wicket, I beg your pardon, for the LA Lions.
Look at this. You see how far he is? Man, about 6 stumps outside the leg side, trying to play in the offside, and a ring of fielders in the offside.
There's still the banter is going on.
Yes. You have to make your way to the dugout, and he's mad, but to your own demise. I don't know why you were doing it. There's all the real estate in the onside. So if you're looking for room and looking for real estate, it was in the onside. So he backed away, gave himself room, and hit it in the air. A fine catch.
Yes, it was a good catch, but it was an easy catch. Because I believe when the ball was following him in towards the leg side, the batter should have. If you look in the replay,
Let's have a look.
He is playing.
Yes, he had to make that catch. He was low. He was losing gravity.
Yeah, so the ball was not traveling that fast, but I still believe he could have played that shot much better on the leg side when he was making the room.
Of course.
You could deceive a bowler, and you know, these days there's so much of improvisation going on.
It could have been a double bluff. You
Absolutely.
know, make to go to the leg side and just come keen, and either you get a wide or you'll go for broke.
But anyway, it's another loss to the DC Eagles, 32 for 2 after 3.3. They are immense under pressure, DC Eagles now.
Well, Yusuf has bagged both wickets. We've seen a 6-4 in this tournament and a 5-4, and they're all going to the New Yorkers. So Javan Seal picked up a 6-4 yesterday, and we had Mr. Ken picking up a 5-4. 5 for 7, as a matter of fact. Imran Khan, 5 for 7. It's wonderful bowling. And a century came out of their camp as well. I'm not going to say against who either.
Thank you very much.
That century came from the bat of my good friend there from Trinidad and Tobago.
DC see Eagles under pressure now. Both new batters at the crease. Huge target to chase.
So up next is going to be the New Yorkers, and like I said, my good friend there, Mark Dial, would have got a splendid 100 in this tournament so far. He's got the 100. We have not seen any batter with 200, but we've seen some 5 centuries in this tournament. Lovely pitch. We have to give it again to the creators. Those guys have produced some excellent pitches. Bowled him! Knocked him over. You miss, I hit.
Absolutely. He wasn't expecting a Yorker, but he bowled an amazing ball, swinging into the stumps, and it was all red lights all around.
So, taking 2 wickets on the same score, 32. And we'll have a look. Here it is. Yorker. Played right over it. So here got all 3 wickets. I was just saying it's something in it for everyone, the batters and the bowlers. And I think the LA Lions, they are well rested. Didn't enter on the park all of yesterday. They stayed, and maybe they went to the beach, who knows. They just relaxed yesterday, so they're full of energy.
Yes, this is what happens when you win all your round games. You get a nice bit of a day off, or else you'll be constantly fighting the place in the points table.
Well, in this instance, it was the scheduling, really, that thing. But they made good with the first 5 games, placed themselves into the semi-finals early. But in terms of the resting, it was the scheduling. It just happened so that they were not scheduled. So this was your former team. What can you say about your former team? You took them to the semi-finals last year and lost.
Yes, it was very unfortunate. It played really well last year, but this year the boys, I can see, are full charge up. They know how important this semi-final is. They don't want to put any salt on their last year wounds. Much better this time with more aggression and positive energy.
But I was wondering now, I wonder if they think they drew a loss, and what heartbreak it would be to lose on the big stage, your last match when you're going for all of the marbles. Because I'm assuming they're going to win this one.
Well, cricket is a funny game, you never know. But the start gives you a hint of the percentage of winning is more towards the LA Lions in this game now.
Well, I'm sure that they would beg to differ, because the LA Lions lost a wicket in the first over. They were 3 for 1. They were 19 for 1. So they're going to say if they can come from 3 to 1 and got a total of 232, they can come from 19 for 1 and get to 233. That's the thinking. That's what they should be thinking. But they're not going to get it with missing deliveries and consecutive dots, because they've lost some 3 wickets already. So I'm agreeing with you. I'm just being facetious.
Yeah, these days when you see the games, they've got those a percentage winning and losing during the game. You know, that some kind of a speedometer.
Yes, well, when the LA Lions would have lost their 3rd wicket, the total was 161.
Yes.
Big difference.
Huge difference.
Yes. He's pulling this one in the onside, not with any conviction that he wanted to get a 4. He just rolled the wrist over just to get the ball off his body, just to exchange batters. Say, I'm not doing too well down here, you have a go. So Wise has come down to see if he can do one better. He's yet to get off the mark. He's not faced the delivery as yet. And for you folks who have been with us from last Friday, we have one more day to go in this tournament. Today is the semi-finals. And to the relief of Faisal, it's going to be just 2 games.
Yes, finally we have 2 games a day.
Yes, well, yesterday it was 2 games. Today, another 2 games. But prior to that, you were leaving here after 10 o'clock in the night?
Yes, we were
9
having
o'clock?
3 days, 3 games a day.
Yes.
Very tough for me, actually.
You had 2 in one day at one
Yes,
time.
absolutely. And then commentating in between.
Exactly. So, no rest for the weary. And still at the coin toss and all the good stuff, and still doing interviews in between. You're a macho man. You're bionic. It's an effort delivery and just punting it back to the keeper. Ball rushed him, really. So the skipper, all fired up. He has not been in the winning column. He has given up most of the runs, 24 of them out of the 33, to be honest with you. But he has bowled with fire. He has bowled with pace throughout this tournament. Very consistent. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Made room for himself and split point and gully and down to the boundary for 4. We haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yes, amazing shot played between the 2 fielders. He saw the ball on the offside, make wedge, and then used the gap between the 2 fielders for 4 runs. He saw the ball swinging a little bit away from him. The fielders were in the ring. 4 runs for LA Lions.
If you want luxury but desire smart investments, then let MAQ Group guide your property journey. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing in property, MAQ Group has you covered. Worldwide, we offer a range of services tailored just for you. Looking for your next home, business, or want to investment? Our residential and commercial investment, we ensure you find the perfect profitable business or property. Our off-plan properties and expert market analysis promise lucrative opportunities. And for property owners, our management services handle everything, so you don't have to. With MAQ Group, you're not just getting a service. You're gaining a partner dedicated to your success. Trust, transparency, and a seamless experience from start to finish. Ready to begin your property journey? Visit us at www.macgroup.com and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
So new batter, we haven't seen him yet. As a bowler is on strike, and we saw a lovely stroke in that last over. Wise getting off the mark with a proper cricketing shot. 37 it is for 3 wickets. Yusuf 3 for 8. Oh, this one is going to be wide of the mark. It's wide. So he's coming in for his 3rd over. Hope he's not going to overboard himself. The skipper should be thinking of finishing this match as early as he can and get his feet up and wait for the winner between Chicago Catchers and the New York Yorkers. So whoever wins here is going to have to go and relax. Oh, this time he's pulling this one. He's up in the air. A man gets under it and takes the catch. Wicket number 4 goes. My word, they're dropping like flies. 38 for the loss of 4 wickets. He was on the back foot. He was pulling in the area of deep backward square leg. And what do you know? Yusuf has 4. We have seen a 5-4 in this tournament. 5-4 from Imran Khan, and we have seen a 6-4. The one was rising up on him, getting top edge, and taking a short backward square leg. midfielder in the fine leg ran to his left and took it all in. So earlier in the proceedings, the DC Lions would have won the toss. The LA Lions would have won the toss. They elected to bat first, and they made hay while the sun shined. Although they started losing a wicket in the first over to a juggling catch from the skipper, Mohammad Asif, they still realized 75 for 1 in the power play. And by the time the second wicket would have fell, it was 89 for 2. Third wicket at 161, 163 for 4, 165 for 5, 167 for 6. A bit of a hiccup there for those 4 wickets. And the last wicket fell at 188. They went on to make 232 for 7. So there was no 8 wickets. 188 for 7. A grand total of 232 for 7 wickets. So we're into the last over to end the power play. They're going to be a long way in this power play from trying to equal the 75 that was made by LA Lions. And here is it. This bowler, Yusuf, well charged. He's taken 4, searching for 5. We've seen one of those. Imran Khan has raised his hand for that 5-4. It's in the block hole, going out to the point and can't score. So we're bathed in sunshine. We're still having that wind coming from west to east. All tournament, we're having it across east to west. So the batters have to hit with the wind. Then they're going to have to be hitting into the eastern side of the ground if they have to hit with the wind. But we've seen some lofty blows. Love the cricket so far. Tournament has gone well on the square. Oh, this one is getting up on him. He's swiveling.
Easy catch. 5 wickets for Yusuf again. He has been in amazing form this season as a bowler. It was very high in the air, but the fielder took an easy catch.
Yeah, one came off the splice of the bat as he was trying to pull in the same manner of the last batter that got out. And they're catching well. Here it is, coming up from the top portion of the bat was a quicker delivery. It rushed him, and it took pretty much a sitter. And the way how he ended up, I can say he took one line down. But nonetheless, the batter has got to go. So I think maybe it's a good time for me to take my exit, because we are going to be changing commentators here at the end of 6. But since the wicket will have fallen, I think it's a good time for me to just make the change. How about that?
From the pavilion end, he's got 5 wickets. He's been in an amazing form throughout the season. 38 for 5. DC Eagles are in deep trouble. Chasing a mammoth target of 233. The hit and miss. A slow bouncer. Bowled really well.
Yeah, thank you, Faisal Iqbal.
Welcome back.
Yes,
Lenny.
certainly we've seen a dominating display again for the 6th time. And this performance will certainly get them into the final in 2025 tomorrow. But they'll have to get past an Eagles team that have gone 5 down. And Faisal Iqbal, you talked about how good Yusuf Zazai has been. Well, to put things in context, 3 5-wicket haul, in fact 3 4-wicket haul, and he's gone better, and he's picked up 5 so far.
Yes, he's been in amazing form. That's the 4 runs. Highlights of today's batting from the DC Eagles, and the wickets falling down. Been amazing hits, and the wickets both at the regular intervals. LA Lions have kept constant pressure on the DC Eagles, and Yusuf bowled amazing bowling for the LA Lions, getting 5 wickets for his team, cruising towards the win.
Yeah, we talked about Yusuf coming into this match with 14 wickets. He's gone 5, so he's gone to 19 now. That's going to be so hard to catch. The closest to him is Imran, also from the Lions. He's on 9, so he's 10 wickets away from Yusuf. And also we've seen Joshi from the catchers. He plays next. And look at that, another wicket falls. So they're falling like flies. It's 38 for 6. So another wicket goes down. So wickets falling in a regular interval here. Wise Qureshi is gone. And so 38 for 6 at a time in which they were chasing a mammoth score, one of the highest we've seen posted by you-know-who, the Lions. And that today's score of 232 has been their 3rd time they've gone over the 200 mark. But today they've left the best, they've saved the best for last, with still probably a game to come tomorrow. And we'll have to wait and see how this ends up. But not looking good here for the DC Eagles, as number 194 walks to the middle. So Imran Mohammadi, we talked about 3 other bowlers behind Yusuf Zazai. Yusuf Zazai has gone up to 19 wickets now, and 3 other bowlers locked on 9 wickets, while Imran has now gone 1 higher, so he's gone up to 10. And we talk about Joshi from the Chicago Catchers. He plays next, a chance for him to advance. Imran Khan from the New York team, he has a chance to advance because he's playing next. Javon Seals, who we saw picked up 6 wickets yesterday, he is on 6. So much to play for. But for now, we're beginning to see that it's been a Lions domination this entire series, and they continue to play well.
Yes, absolutely. DC Eagles been struggling badly against the LA Lions. It's going one-sided now. I was expecting a fireworks from the DC Eagles fighting it through to the last ball, but ended up being in a pressure situation, losing 6 wickets, just 39 runs.
Yeah, you would have needed a big innings again from Hussein Bukhari. Ezatullah Kale would have had to fire at the top. But it looks like this strong. We used to think it's only the batting here for the Lions, but even their bowling has come on. And this is what you call a well-oiled unit.
Yes, they played really well throughout. As a team, good combination. Everyone was doing their responsibility. Everyone is taking control on the situation. Very well bowled, and there's a wicket. Imran got his first wicket in his first.
Yeah, Imran has now gone up to 11. It's not going to be easy to catch Yusuf Zazai, but he's still making some progress. And now he distanced himself from the other 2 bowlers who's picked up 9 in the series. And Imran has picked up 2 all in this over.
Yes, Afan got out on a duck. Another bad loss to the DC Eagles. 7 down, just 40 runs.
Yeah, and it's looking like this will be the biggest margin of defeat during this entire tournament. We saw in one of the games, I recall, just off memory here, team was bowled out for 93. And so that game might have been the biggest margin up until this point. But this one is heading for a complete meltdown from the DC Eagles. They trail by 193. 7 wickets fall, Faisal Iqbal. This may be the largest margin of defeat in this series.
Definitely, this US Open Premier League 2025 is making new records in every possible way. Scoring hundreds, 5 wickets, and now a one-sided semi-final. It's appeal for an LBW, looks close call. Umpire said not out. For a moment I thought it hit straight to his pads. Looks a close call, but the batsman showing his inside edge.
Yeah, the match I was talking about, probably one of the largest margin of defeats, might have been the catcher's game against the Lions, incidentally. The Lions posting 161, and catchers, they were only able to get to 93. So that's 90, about 70-something the margin there. But this one is 190 plus still needed to come. So this definitely will be the largest margin of defeat.
If you can see the worm, the huge difference between the 2 teams.
Yeah, that worm is going at. That's not his game. He's on his own way.
Well, seems like he's going towards DC.
That's not flying at all. He's driving, and the other team has flown, and he's driving.
Yeah, so it's like he's taking a turnpike towards DC.
Yes.
Wasn't expecting this poor performance from the DC Eagles in the semi-final.
So Faisal Khan comes into the attack. And Mohammad Kamal, a couple of runs off his bat. We saw last night he got 22 from just 7 or 9 balls. Mohammad Kamal, so we know he can hit the ball. So now it comes down more of academic interest here, and the others to come, and the two out in the middle just have to enjoy the last few moments of their trip to the US
In the
Open.
air. For a moment, I thought it was going towards the mid-on fielder. In the air, didn't timed well. Mohammad is looking. Wickets now.
Yeah, we saw yesterday. Got a few ball over and across the ropes, so he can hit the ball.
Top edged. And great fielding by the boundary rider at the third man. Saved 3 runs for the DC, for the LA Lions.
Yeah, we've got the second semi-final. Take a look at that. And Kamal, he's not afraid to take on the bowlers, and why not at a time in which you're asking to score 16 runs and over with just 3 wickets standing. And they're batting at 43 for 7. And folks, we've got one more semi-final today, as we told you about. New York will come up against Chicago. And that match, of course, comes in at the 2 o'clock slot.
Yes, there will be another electrifying semi-final between the two tough teams of the tournament. Rizwan Cheema, the captain, is in great form. So as the New Yorkers. They're playing really well as a team. Mark Dayal and Sachin have been great batting form.
Yeah, you're right on that. And then we've seen Javon Seals, the only 6-wicket haul taken by any bowler in the tournament. So he picked up 6. Christopher Barnwell, Yearwood. They'll come up against the likes of Rizwan Cheema, Ali Khan, Saad bin Zafar, Irfan. We've got a strong team, and when you look what has happened during the round robin stage, it was the Chicago catchers who got the better of New York. So New York will have a score to settle, and catchers will be hoping that they could use the early win in the tournament as a bit of confidence as they go in to the second semi-final. And it looks like the winner of that match will play the Lions.
There's a chance of a run out, direct hit. 1 wicket to aim. Abdullah had no clue what's going on. It's looking very clumsy. Ball just went straight to the fielder hand, and he was halfway to the wicket. 43 for 7 after 8 overs, DC Eagles. If you see the run out chance here, it was 1 wicket to aim. The dive must have saved him.
So Imran will continue. Left arm spin. And one of the things when you look at this Lions team, and you can talk so much about their batting, but their bowling, it's a well-rounded bowling attack. A little bit of everything. We've seen Faisal Khan, left arm seam. Always good to have them in your side. Creates a bit of an angle, different proposition to the right-handers, and left arm spin. So another wicket falls. Kamal goes looking for a big one. And it's 43 for the loss of 8. Imran picks up another wicket. And now Imran goes up to 12 in the series, trailing some wickets behind his compatriot, Yusuf Zazai. But another wicket goes down. It's 43 for the loss of 8.
Yes, another wicket down for the DC Eagles. They've fallen down really badly. The DC Eagles, they're playing
very poor cricket in this semi-final. Totally one-sided semi-final now. You must give credit to the LA Lions. But the DC Eagles didn't play it up to the reputation throughout the tournament. Captain Mohammad Asif was also not in the field today. Bowled just a couple of overs.
Yeah, it looks like the 232 struck by the Lions may have taken the wins out of this DC Eagles team. We saw Sulaiman Arabzai got an 80. We saw Saidib Ganesh getting 44. Sabawoon Banuri got 31, and also Abhishek Paradkar, a 19 ball 41, may have deflated what was left of the enthusiasm that they came with to the park. And in the end, you look what's happening here. It's 43 for 8. Mas Karam into the offside. And it's just a matter of time. 189 more needed. They're batting at 44 for 8. It's ironic that we could see one of the lowest score of the season, and will probably come in the semi-final. Before this, the lowest score was 93, made by the catchers. And of course, it came against this Lions team in the opening round of the 2025 US Open Premier League. Into the offside. Good shot here from Abdullah Quram. And Imran, we talked about a couple of bowlers who've been among the wickets. Zazai, Yusuf Zazai, 19 wickets for him. Imran, 12. And the fact is, both bowlers looks like they'll have another shot to advance their tally. So the 9th over comes to a close. It's 45 for 8.
If you want luxury but desire smart investments, then let MAQ Group guide your property journey. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing in property, MAQ Group has you covered. Worldwide, we offer a range of services tailored just for you. Looking for your next home, business, or want to investment? Our residential and commercial investment, we ensure you find the perfect profitable business or property. Our off-plan properties and expert market analysis promise lucrative opportunities. And for property owners, our management services handle everything.
Faisal starting from the pavilion end for a second over. The left armer. It's a good fast bowler, young lad.
Yeah, I made the point that this Lions team has come well-rounded with all bowling types. Faisal Khan, always good to have these left-arm fast bowler in any arsenal.
He's a very good young and improving fast bowler. I saw him last season. He was better to this season. He's much better now. He's improving. That's a quick bouncer.
Yeah, that's why they'll probably tell you that the rules of the modern day limited over game is really skewed in the batsman's favor, and certainly not with the bowler. He bowls a short ball and it rises a little bit. It's called a wide.
These days the laws have changed.
It's gone very tighter for the fast bowlers. It's a good call from the leg umpire, Nasser Chalri.
Yeah, you're right on that. It's been a game that has seen a lot of regulations and certainly conditions that favors the batter.
Top edge. For a moment, I thought it's going up in the air.
Yeah, Mascara might have been surprised by a good shortish ball from Faisal Khan. And that is why you've got to praise the bowlers that with so much skewed in the batsman favor for them to still be bowling good in T20 cricket.
Yes, that's a beautiful straight drive. Fielder behind the ball. Hezbollah saved 2 runs.
Yeah, 49 for the loss of 8. We saw the DC Eagles just at the last moment yesterday squeezing into that number 4 spot.
For the ball. Faisal Khan giving the taste to Mas what he was bowling. Short and bounce. He's giving something back to him. Luckily, he left it. Was aiming towards his rib cage. 49 for 8 after 10 overs. DC Eagles are losing their wickets badly. The graph is in a very different direction. DC Eagles compared to the LA Lions.
Yeah, sure. 49. Imran will continue.
Appeal for an LBW. Abdullah Khuram is struck. He's not rotating the strike. He's playing too many dot balls. Again, there was an appeal. The bowler is making the umpire very excited. 2 and 2.
Yeah, cut away into the offside. Can't score. A tale of 2 halves. We saw when the Lions batted Faisal Iqbal. They got their 50. 50 for 1 in the 5th over.
In the air and above the fielder's head for a single. Poor run being running between the wicket by 2 batters.
Yeah, the 50 comes up. They've lost 8, and we are in the 11th over. Mas Karam. And I spoke to, during the course of, you come to tournaments like these, Faisal Iqbal, you meet people, you talk to them. Faz Karam tells me he's flown all the way from Karachi to come to this event, his 2nd year. Told me he was here last year, very impressed with the facility here at Broward County Stadium. And so the 11th over comes to a close. It's 51 for 8. So 51 for 8. Isa Kunarai has been given the ball, and he will come in here. Fifth bowler to be used. And you get the feeling Faisal Iqbal, mercifully Lions are beginning to probably get some other bowlers on, because Zazai still has an over to go. Imran, who's picked up 3 for 6, still has another. And so maybe it's a time to give the likes of the other bowlers who hasn't done a lot in the series because of the dominating effect that the Lions has had on this series, a chance for them to get an over or 2 in.
Yes, absolutely. Isa has also been in great form during this tournament for the LA Lions.
Yeah, certainly overshadowed by the work of Yusuf Zazai, who we talked about, 19 wickets and still a game to come. And you might be wondering, folks, I'm saying a game to come. How do I know they're in the final? Look at the card. I know it's not official to call, but you'll probably go with a projection and the percentage of what the win clock is saying. And I'm pretty sure it might be saying 90, maybe 98 to 2% to the DC Eagles. And if that's cruel, well, that's not us, but that's how the numbers are right here. It's going to be tough to win this one. So New York and Chicago has arrived into the ground. Driving well from Maskaram. He picks up a lovely shot through the offside. And that's a good execution of a cover drive from Maskaram.
Yes, a boundary for Mars. Just trying to hit towards the leg side, but saw the ball coming on the off. Played between the two fielders for 4 runs. They got all the fielders in the ring, putting maximum pressure.
So ball driven into the offside. That will complete 12. So 12 gone. It's 58 for 8. So we welcome back Ivor Henry. And the last time you were here, Ivor Henry, every time you came, we saw some very cheap overs in. Welcome back.
Well, I had to walk around the park. It's nice and breezy again. The wind is coming in from west to east. See the other players for the other team all charged up and ready to go, all confident looking, I should say. The New Yorkers on the eastern side, if you know the dimension of these grounds. And if you can see on the western side, don't know what you're seeing on your.
Yeah, looks like a couple of runs.
So on the western side is, you're seeing the LA Lions, but I know I would have seen the Chicago catchers. Yes, they're on the left. Yes, I had to press back a little. The column that you don't like got in the way. I was like, I know I saw them. They're right here beneath us. They're going to be taking. They're going to take in the hut on the western end of the ground, if you know the strategic layout of these grounds. But this match is just about over, Lenny. We have to call it for what it is. That's a rare boundary here that we haven't seen many of those. This was a loosener down the leg side. He got some willow on it, turned it around into no man's land for 4. He could have done 2 better with that. He got 4. He could have done 2 better. Look at it. He stayed and he turned it to come to him, and in the end he just swatted it around corner just for the boundary. But mathematically they cannot make it. 170 from 45 deliveries. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow or ever. Not in cricket. You can get a maximum 36 runs from the bat and then some. The batter is playing a first-class match at this time, just being on the park so you can be seen on TV at this time. No real effort of getting to the 233 that is required. That has been out of the equation. And he picks up another catch. Easy peasy. No? On the bounce, Lenny? But look what they have. A slip though, Lenny. But in terms of wicket, Lenny, they've lost too many wickets, lost 8 of them. And for those beginners, 10 wickets constitutes innings close. Or we can turn it around and say, if you would have bowled 20 overs, innings closed. So you've got it both ways. There's a slip. Driving pleasingly. There is 4, Danny.
Yeah, Mascaram, that's his, I want to think, his second boundary. And so he is not going out without a fight. And can't ask much from a man who comes in at number 10, Mascaram, to really try and get the kind of runs that is needed. 24 runs and over needed. And so he's enjoying himself certainly out there. Look, uppish into the offside. And a very closed-in field that has gone away for another boundary. Good-looking shot from Mascaram.
Yeah, inside out, 1 bounce 4, and back-to-back boundaries. And we're at the stage where net run rate means nothing. They can afford to give away a few. Winning means everything. So I'll say this here and now. The winner stays and the loser goes home. That's easy equation. Don't have to make quick runs. You don't have to think. This is another 2 out to cover sweeper. No, 1. They ambles 2 for 1. Oh, they're going to be overthrows. See if I can see 2 walls. I know there was 2. I called it before it happened.
Yeah, we've seen the Lions. They've brought most of the fielders in. It looks like a power play out in the middle with just a couple of players outside, so they know they've got this wrapped up. It's just a matter of time. But how many times we've seen Ivor Henry, these last wickets towards the end, sometimes they're the hardest to dislodge.
Yes, I think you're picking on these little networks that come and tie up the big boys' feet in terms of offering you service for your telephone. Then they go and say, I'm going to buy you over because you just come in here tying up my feet, man. So that's what it's like. It's a little nagging. It's like, oh, come on, you've lost the match. Go away. But it's not lost it. You can get 36 runs in and over. It's only 24. Only 24. Per over. That's the run rate.
Yeah, now it's actually 25, 26.3, and so 14 gone is 75 for 8.
So Mays is enjoying himself. He is on 22. Abdullah is trying to get into the double figures. He's on 9 now. Oh, this is a shot outside the off stump. One bounce to the sweeper on the point boundary. He ran in and just rolled the throw back into the bowler. They're not in any hurry. They're going to be relaxing. I can say they're going to be relaxing for, say, about 20 hours. This time he's playing a nicely sweet time shot into the offside. Doesn't run. Runs means nothing. Just stay in the park. Be seen on the TV. Your loved one can see you at this time. This is what it's all about. This one is in the air. There's a man down there. Haul this one in. Takes the catch. Wicket number 9 is in the bag. Done and dusted. And like I said, the DC Eagles got here into these semi-finals. Compliments of the Smashers, losing their match yesterday. They had a match to win against the New Yorkers, and New Yorkers would have been safe being in the playoff. The ranking, they would not have changed. Well, it would have changed. They might have gone to number 3 if they would have lost New York. But it simply means that the Eagles would not have been on the park. So the Smashers have themselves to blame. Let me go ahead and say, well done to the skipper. Samik, he got a 50 and out, and much was dependent on Anderson, but he came in and got a 1 ball. And the rest was history. But it's a match that they had in their grasp to win. But that tournament started off with Raj as being the captain. And we have not seen him on the park for the last 3 or 4 days. So that meant that we had a new captain in Samit. So Rajesh Sharma was the original captain. Inside out, he's going down to the point region. Cover sweeper comes around and can prevent 2. So he gets off the mark, that side of 5. So I think this match is just about over. We can see the shoreline now. And the win is going to go to the LA Lions, I can call it. Oh, here it is. Game, set, match. They're going to call upstairs for a review, for a stumping. Well, the batsman has been ruled not out. Made it back to safety. 78 for 9. At the end of 15, so they're taking it out as deep as they can. It's a 20 over match. So over number 16 in progress. He's going at this one. He's going to go. He's going to get 4 runs as the ball rolls over the boundary rope. You're going to need plenty more of those. Batman was driving in the air, obviously. Fielder didn't really make any sort of effort to pull that in within the ropes. Guess he's saying the 4 is not going to hurt him. Saving and conserving energy for tomorrow's grand finale. I think he's the way to put it in his. Oh, there it is. Wicket number 10 goes easy peasy. And the LA Lions, last year at this stage, they would have lost their first match of the tournament, 2024. They would have won 5 on the trot and lost in the semi-finals. This time, they would have corrected that mistake, and now they're going to be at the big stage tomorrow. So a win for the LA Lions, and they're going to be waiting for the winner between Chicago Catchers and the New York Yorkers.